34th Street. It's supposed to be like an hour and 40 minutes or something like that. And after like 34 minutes, it ended. And I noticed that all through, it kept skipping scenes and dialogue. And so I kept it going, and they played it the second time. And as soon as I caught on, it was the same thing the second time. I fast forwarded again. They did it 3 times. So I deleted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
Yeah, so
I deleted another one too. I just didn't like it.
what site you use to download some videos, some movies? So from where you download?
YouTube.
Just from YouTube?
Yeah, just from YouTube.
Okay.
No, it's free, nothing, just like every other video I downloaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is always like YouTube. It is good and it is free, but there not too much movies, like especially some popular movies, like for example Home Alone. So you can see it on YouTube because the rights, everything about it.
I downloaded 12 Angry Men. Remember that one?
Yeah,
it's a classic.
Yeah, it is very old.
Yeah, it's an old.
Yeah.
It's worth it. It's good. It's a good movie. I remember seeing it. So anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
I have done so little this week. I mean, I canceled absolutely everything. Except that one tutorial, and I forgot about it. All of a sudden, Skype starts ringing, and I'm going, uh-oh, I forgot. But I went ahead with it. And, but everything else I canceled. I just decided I needed a complete break.
Yeah. So we need the time.
I'm glad I did because I'm still weak and I'm eating fine. Here's an eating. I'm not off my feed. I used that with someone the other day and they went, what does that mean?
It means you like eat regularly like you did before, right?
Right.
Yeah.
If I say I'm off my feed, then
I'm off my feed.
Then I'm saying I'm not eating regularly.
What if I use a phrase like out of my feet? Out my feet, for example. Out my feet.
Off my feet.
Only off.
Yeah, off my feet. And that comes, of course, from farming. Because we use that kind of phrase with the animals. We don't talk about feeding ourselves that much.
Yeah.
But with animals, you got to go feed the cows, go feed the chickens, and the chicken. Then you talk about chicken feed, and cow food, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Morning.
Morning. Everyone is late today.
Yeah.
I wanted to make more, but I just don't have the energy.
It's always tasty.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Do you have a recording today or?
Huh?
Recording today or?
Yeah. Live streaming. So I want to try it, and it is interesting because I tried to find some solution for to do this, like some live streaming, but not to be with the camera. So and it is not easy. I want to say that to find a good device for that and good some stuff like this one, like handling some. So because it is very unusual and actually I tried to find some solutions in like a common solutions, but I can't find it because of my side of my tablet. It is very big, so and that's why it is okay. So then I asked my father to find something there in Netherlands, maybe. So I said, okay, maybe you have some. You'll see. I need to fix it, not fix. How to say it, to handle it something. So and he said okay. So and after a few weeks, he said okay, so I found something, but need to try. And actually, this is for painters. This one stuff for painters.
Oh yeah.
Who paint
It's easel.
pictures.
It's called an easel.
Easel. Oh, okay. Yeah. So. And but for me it is this is exactly what I want to find, and this is very nice to have it. But we'll see.
But how does the painters use it when they paint something or?
Yeah. So it can be like a. Here,
Interesting.
And so here is like a, how to say this one, paper.
Well, the easel doesn't have this, doesn't need that, because all you need is something for it to sit on, the painting to sit on. And you got it at the angle, it stays. But you have it at that angle, you've got to have this bracket.
Yeah. So and so next step I'll see what happened with sound. So how it will be like with voices and is it good or no, and then it will be like a next task to make better sound. So and maybe to buy some good microphone or something like that. Maybe like that. I'm thinking about that. I found one. So it is remote. And it can work like I can put it here in the middle of the table, and it will be much better. But we'll see. Yeah. So this is everything about quality. So trying to find some solutions.
Keep thinking this is a mirror. You have to keep somebody from over there and then you for us. For some reason, it was a strange notion that this was a mirror.
Yeah.
Obviously not.
Very tasty.
My fourth grade student is her mother, who comes to my apartment for tutoring, helped me make them. And that little girl really got into it. She goes, it was funny. I told her mom, I said, boy, it looks like she's really into this, really likes it. She says, yes.
So it was baking lesson, cooking lesson.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had her help me make peanut butter one time, but she has a problem with loud noise, so we've never done it again. But we can do the baking stuff.
Yeah.
So, Lena, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Today I driving in the morning with my dog in your hairdresser cut your nails because his nails because I train in cut nails my dog, but she start crazy, she start run from me, but today we driving with my dog in her dresser and cut his nails. My dog always love driving with me, but today she don't want driving with me. She pressing his tails. She barking because we have break driving with my dog, and she spent as a little puppy. She afraid car. She afraid special bag for driving a dog. But I train in my dog a lot of much. But now she spent as a puppy.
It always happens with my cat when we also cut her nails, yeah, she like we often take a taxi, and then she just started to run like that. Everything else to hold her. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. These kinds of tales make me so glad I don't have a pet.
So,
Well,
Hello, Tanya.
Yeah, but in animals it is always cool. Yeah.
Richie. My mom had. Oops. Yeah. I mean, I like dogs, but I just don't want to have the responsibility right now. Just,
so yes.
Yeah, this is a responsibility. So
oh yeah.
Yes,
need to
very responsibility.
every day you need to take out, yeah, a dog.
Oh yeah. Couple of times.
three times per day.
Seriously.
So
At least.
yeah.
But
But
does
yeah.
it have good health?
Yes, it is true. It's true, yeah. Because for some people, this is like motivation to walk outside. Because
yes.
because without it they can't do it like that. So, but when you have a dog, and I want to say that it is it is much better to interact with people. So because everyone loves dogs, so because of that, it is much easier to make some new meetings or something like that.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh,
Girls like dogs also. I remember when I had I didn't take anyone's place.
no.
Okay. When I had a friend bulldog, they came to me and said, I don't know how to say. 1 second.
Tanya?
Can I pet him? And
Yeah.
but I was little back then. It's tragical, but he died when I was 15. So I didn't take anything from it because I was little that time and a kid.
Yeah.
Now I would use it, I think, if I had a dog.
Just so you know, tragical is not a word. Tragical is not a word.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
What?
tragic.
Tragic. Only tragic.
Tragic.
Ah.
It's a tragedy.
Okay.
Tragic, tragical is not a word. I've heard it many times. It must be in the books somewhere. In one of your books.
I'm checking.
Tragic, not a word. I don't think it's a
Yeah,
word.
because we have similar words, and it is.
Typical, you know,
Uh-huh.
abdominal,
Uh-huh.
many words end with AL, but not tragic.
Yeah.
Don't think so.
Oh, and how do you think? If you have a small...
There it is.
It is?
Yep.
It's a word? Okay, I've never heard
No.
it in my whole life.
It's a variant.
A
It's
very,
listed as a variant.
Must-
Tragically is common.
yeah.
But tragical is not common, but it's there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me, pardon me. You're very...
Hey, we all learn new things.
I
Almost
just
there.
learned something for the
Good.
first time. I never heard tragical in my whole life.
I haven't either.
Yeah, okay.
So I when you said it, I said, yeah, that sounds right. But then I said, well, you never know. So,
Yeah, and maybe it's English or something. Maybe it's more English than American. I don't know.
well, this is with the Webster.
Well, okay, then it's American.
But you understood, Cap, what Taras wanted to say.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, absolutely. I
Ah.
understood. Yeah.
Because you know with the knowledge with the Russian, so it is much easier to understand the words, and if some people use it's not correct, so for you it is more easier. But for
Yeah.
Cap, he doesn't know Ukrainian and Russian, so and it is kind of interesting how he understand these words, like, some of words, of course.
Yeah.
And how do you think? It's other topic already. If you can take a small dog like a Yorkshire Terrier here in some cafes, if you have some little, I would say, cage for it or something like this. Little bag, yes.
Yeah.
So you mean, can you be in cafe?
Yes.
I
Put
think
him here, for example.
I've seen a dog like this size
Yeah.
in the room. I've seated there, and there was a dog like sitting near the.
Some places are friendly for
Yeah, dog friendly.
Yeah, dog friendly, but some of them is not, because I know that it was in Caffeine family. So there was a few people, they came with dogs, and it was okay. But yeah.
I give my dog cafe.
Yeah.
You bring your dog.
Yes.
But maybe some of them.
What size is your dog?
It's a small dog.
Small.
Yes.
It was like
Well, as long as that conveys the idea. I don't
Very
want
funny.
something.
But
I don't care about
sometimes
the grammar.
crazy.
Is it close enough that you will understand?
Yes, because I have a cat,
Oh.
and she
cat
has
is a
a cat and dog.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
and
interesting. That's from Google
sometimes
Translate.
the dog runs around. Yeah.
natural.
Okay. Around.
Around, yes.
You want to take a picture?
And the dog wants to play with cat, but cat
cats.
don't play with
They don't
dog.
like to play.
Yes, yes.
Cats are-
She
Very.
called a mutual friend.
Oh, yes, and she won't sleep, but the
Dog likes to play.
dog wants to play and
Expedited research.
Ah,
So she wrote the,
Why did I ask this? Because I saw a Yorkshire Terrier in this week when we walked with my father and thought maybe I would like a dog again and something like this. Not seriously, but came up with this thought. And I thought I now have more active life than when I was a kid. I almost didn't have any friends. My friends were not close and we met not often, and now I go anywhere and I don't know. Could I take a dog with me? Maybe yes, so I thought maybe if I could take a small dog or something like this. Not seriously, only thoughts. Like we think about something in life sometimes. So I was coming up with the idea if I could take it with me in different places.
You can ask in the restaurant administration.
If I am not mistaken, for example, Cha-Cha restaurant, it didn't allow dogs.
Many restaurants don't allow dogs. Many do not. about dogs.
Many people were saying how my little dogs, what problems they cause and other like things. And they are saying, sorry, we like pets, but people can have allergy to dogs.
Oh,
A
yeah,
few days
dogs-
ago,
dogs-
it was the
dogs-
accident in Kiev during air raid alarm. So and during Trivoga. So in Kiev, some worker there he restricted to kids to go there inside of shelter with dogs. So with one dog. So and it was really not like just a typical dog, but yeah.
Yes, I heard about this case.
And it was very big
small
scandal.
dog.
And what happened? What happened inside the shelter?
He restricted to go in. To
Oh,
the-
he couldn't. go.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
couldn't go.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
and if I'm not mistaken, I don't
There
know.
there was few kids, two kids actually. So and with dog. And when he said that you can come here with dog, so they tried to find some other place. And there was like okay, so how it can be because they can be in danger.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and it was
But, you know, it annoys me how people will think they can just take their dog anywhere and do anything, and it's like, I don't approve of that at all. I mean, yeah, there are people who are allergic to animals.
yeah, and yeah, it's true. Yeah.
And I don't care, well, my dog's a good dog. Well, yeah, we say that about our kids too, but when they're out of sight, what are they like? I found out, like, one night, my son comes to me, and I was working at the gas station, and he comes in to get gas or something, and I said, Cordell, where were you Saturday night? What? Were you out in the, driving my car, my van, like 1 or 2 in the morning? How did you find out? They'd come to spend the weekend with me, with a friend, and so one of the other employees, who was a high school boy that worked there, told me, hey, were you out driving somewhere? I saw your van done. I said, no, it wasn't me. I said, oh, but it was your van. I said, okay, thank you. So I told my son, I said, hey, this gas station is the center of this community. Nothing goes on here that doesn't get passed through this place. So the next time they came to visit, I put my keys where he couldn't find them. And another time, after I learned, I go down and they're supposed to go down to bed, they're gone. So I close and lock the window to the bedroom, and then I finally hear this. So, yeah. And, you know, when you get a bunch of animals together, there's no predicting what's going to happen.
Even with one, there's no predicting.
Yeah, if you know, get 6 people down there in the shelter with dogs, and they're protective of their family, and there's all this turmoil going on, and you know, we can't predict the behavior, and they just shouldn't be there.
Yeah. I mean, I got bitten by a dog about, I don't know, some months ago back in the States, and it was totally unpredictable. You know, I came into the house, my cousin's house, I petted the dog came, I petted the dog, so, you know, there was a rapport, and a few minutes later I went to pull a chair out from the table or something like that, and the dog just viciously just turned and just jumped and bit my arm, seriously bit my arm, drew blood, and just out of nowhere. And the owner said, the girlfriend, my cousin's girlfriend said, oh, the dog's been traumatized. Certain movements affect the dog. And I thought, okay, and you took this dog into my cousin's house knowing this. Okay, so I mean, this is just unacceptable.
Yeah, I know. It's just, well, we live in an age where we're all concerned about our rights, but we're not willing to be held responsible for what we do. And consequently, that's what we get.
Yeah. But I had something that happened yesterday that might surprise everyone here. So I went into a Privat Bank to get a card. I'm using a card I borrowed from a friend just to pay my fare on the trolley bus. Okay, I just wanted to get my own cartridge, my own bank card. And so I was in line. I was behind one man in Ochoret, you know. And a woman was at the desk, and she was there for 5 minutes. And she had this big coat. She was just this, I don't know. I couldn't follow the process, but then 10 minutes she was there, and I'm still waiting. She was there now 15 minutes, and then another woman comes into the bank and goes right over to this guy, cuts right into line, and starts a conversation with this guy sitting at the desk, a bank employee, and talks for 5 minutes with this guy. So I just, suddenly my sprawiedliwość, my justice alarms went off. I just, I'm very moderate man. I don't. Oh, there's your Trivova.
We are in the basement.
I know. So I just stood up and I said in English, I said, "What the hell are you doing, lady?" I said, "You come in here, you cut into line. I've been waiting for 15 minutes. She's waiting. And I said, I said in Russian, I said, я понимаю, ты очень важный человек. I understand you're a very important person." And I just left the bank.
She said, you think you're a very important person.
So what was her reaction?
She was stunned, and there was 15 people in the bank. That's a good 15, and I think they all wanted to applaud, but
true.
no one. Everyone was like afraid of this woman, of this Vicecomernos and her arrogance, and it's just I'm so I laughed a long time, but it just went over the top.
Well, that kind of thing builds up over time, because it happens so commonly.
Yeah.
I've had that, but not where anybody took that much time.
Yeah.
But still. And there are times I wanted to, just cut in. I just have a quick question, but
Yeah.
Now in the U.S., that happens quite a bit too.
Yeah. Well, everybody does.
But you don't get that. Well, I remember a guy just barged in, took over. So yeah.
I think here in Ukraine, in every country in post-Soviet Union area, so it is common thing that people can come. It's and do these things they did with you in your situation. Mm-hmm. So you can find it everywhere, in hospital, in some clinics. So it is not rare. So they coming, and then you don't understand what happened. So and how long you need to wait. So and of course it is very annoying and actually abusing thing. Yeah. So and in bank system the same. So it's too far from good service.
But looks like with time after the full, the full war, it a little decreased. I don't know. People for some reason, but still not very much, and still there's a lot of it. It annoys me also very much.
What is decreased?
This attitude among people and the phobia of making conflicts. Not about you that made lawful, that said the right things. I'm about people like this woman.
Yeah.
And about people, for example, that think that public benches are their
Property.
yes. I'm about not like you, but these people like that woman.
Well, the sad part is, the teller, the bank clerk, he's kind of caught.
Yeah, he's caught. Yeah,
He knows he should tell her, go get in line,
right.
but he also knows if she is somebody important, then he could be in trouble because he's not.
Right. And she had the clothing of someone important.
Yeah.
You know, she had the fur coat or and the woman sitting in front of him also had the clothing of someone higher up. So two women, both of them higher up, kind of like more than middle class, maybe
Yeah.
a judge's wife or
Yes. Uh-huh.
they're very interesting. And on the other side, I was once in Poland, and we were on our way somewhere, and I was with a lady, and she had this attitude, and she went right to the front of the line, and I was like aghast. I was shocked that she had so much miscommunication, so much arrogance, and I wanted to stop her, but I couldn't. She just, and I don't know why. It spoiled the entire time I had with this woman. I said, this is not a woman that I'm interested in at all.
It reminds me of a couple times I read where people at the grocery store, the express line, 5 items, or 10, whatever the number is.
Yeah.
And
They have like 15.
somebody coming with a cart full. And someone reports that, well, it made my day. The clerk asked her, which 5 products would you like to buy?
You all understand? Okay. In some lines in the USA,
Well, they are here too.
Okay.
They got the express line.
there's a limit to how many items you can to go to cost. How many scope
Yeah.
5, maybe 5 items.
Yes. It's always.
It's almost don't exist here, and I didn't hear about it earlier, but came up with this when I was even at I didn't hear about it, but I even came up myself about it. Like I think, why they don't have this line? For example, I was walking. I liked like even more earlier, and I didn't have many people that I know. I like to walk by myself in the city, and sometimes I might enjoy for myself. I bought some little sweets, maybe I don't know. Maybe this Kinder, but not Kinder Surprise, but this square box with a little chocolate in it. I bought something like this and Coca-Cola or juice for me, and I'm thinking, these people are staying with, they are buying everything for themselves for the week. Why I need to stay with them in line with juice and a little chocolate?
But we have in each neighborhood shops line when people buy only 5 pieces of products, and it's short line.
Yeah, it's short a lot. Yes, of course. Yeah.
I almost didn't see.
But this is a new thing. This is something new. When I was a kid, we never had this in the USA. There was never a separate line for fewer products. I never saw such a line.
And we have a great opportunity that we can buy ourselves. We
Oh,
have
yes, yes.
the card. We have a lot of
Self-service. Yeah.
and it's very helpful. You can buy and go very fast.
But still, there's still employees of the company that watch self-service because
Really help us.
a lot of people go to cheap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Посмотрим потом.
Yes, I like the stuff that health normal buyer. I remember, like once you said about old generation, when the women with a very big bag of something like this was saying to me that can I let her forward again when I was again with juice and some I don't know how to say with some small pie that time, and she were saying with bag can you let me. I didn't want to do it but I said that at least I'm not talking about age or something, about mentality. As how this social group likes to do, I thought that she will now shout and behave in stupid way. But cashier was good. She said that she said something to her and got her back in the line. It was cool. And once upon a time, my dad told the story. I remember when someone was washing his car. He has a small red hatchback with untoned windows, and some Georgian or Armenian or unused BMW came to the man that washed his car and began to talk began to say to him oh, and I came now wash my car, but he finished washing my father, began to show off. But he finished but he continued to wash my father's car like this, and washed it perfectly. And my father was very grateful to him. It's cool when people, there are people that don't let anyone, like that woman you said.
Yeah, there.
From time to time it happens, But I think people are have a habit of a certain kind of behavior. Or maybe it comes from Soviet Soyuz, from the Soviet Union. This kind of behavior, like we don't want to say anything, we don't want to take the initiative and do anything special. And so.
Yeah, it's
Right.
Mostly, yes.
Unfortunately, this is our heritage.
Yes, this mentality, half of the people are arrogant and stupid and cause conflicts all the time, and other half are because of this the reliving of this part of history, they are afraid to say everything to them.
Right. But at the same time, when you consider what happened at Maidan in 2014, but when was the tents and all the people came, and was that also 2014? I thought that was 13. Okay, but that was like the pink, I don't know, the revolution was, anyway, I don't know exactly when, but it was like an amazing time and totally new. It's like suddenly people just said, we're not doing this anymore. We are the people. And it was like a very refreshing energy, like people say, we are here, we are the people. This is good, this is worthy, this is just, and this is not just. This is not good, and we are going a new direction. So, for me, I thought, wow, I thought that was pretty amazing. I just wandered around when I visited Krishnatik and saw all these people. I was inspired, really. It was quite amazing. Yes.
Yeah, I suppose because Canadians always were forced by the government, and they always hated them. And then it was developing in 2015, that people, that's the time when the first president of the independent Ukraine was like communist, like communist, because it, like it was like close to Soviet Union and to these beliefs. So and like crazy, and nobody like nobody think about it. So and then just Yanukovych and his like.
I'm sorry, I would add the second president was Red director also for 2 terms.
Okay.
So like also Soviet Union person. Sorry, Dasha.
And then the situation in Maidan,
Unfortunately, this is our heritage, and also the question is much wider. So, like, because even in religion, we have this point of view that you need always be suffering. So you need to be, to be patient to everything. But here is very confusing thing and very manipulative. So little by little they put it on the heads, and of course communism it was built like with the same thing too. So you like for like a unit, like a person, you are nothing, only community, so only society. So but you are nothing, like that. So and religion and of course politics. So they make like that, and now we have this stuff like. Everyone is staying. They don't like this situation, but they staying quiet and that's all. So like we saw when we had a trip to the village. So and there you saw this very old train, and these people who don't like this train, but it is interesting because they don't say. They say nothing about like okay, I don't like it. Oh, of course, here is like everything. So we need money and like that. But at first you need to say okay, it is not normal, and we need to do something. So like that. But they just say that's all. And when I always ask them like telling about this my views on it, and these people from village, unfortunately, they say like oh, you know, this is good that we have like that one, at least. So why at least? So we need, if you want more, so we need to speak about it like that. So about problems, so like that. But this is not rare thing.
And the funny part is they've chosen the politics that made the country like this.
Yes.
And often really pro-Ukrainian and pro-European politics were ignored, and they will be ignored sometime after this also, I'm sure. And people still didn't came up to the idea who they need to choose still.
And I think that maybe maybe a big part of this thing and these choices, like that people they like to. Okay, I was the thoughts. Yeah, it was like.
Well, I was going to say something about communism. What was the kind of difficulty that I had with communism was they tried to have it both ways. They said, okay, religion is the opiate of the people. You know, this is like from Marx. And this is central to their, and they wiped out all churches, and I even saw the church where they built outside of Kiev, and they took over a church and they built the shell for a Sputnik. And so and then they said, okay, and then they allowed religion. So they try to have it both ways. And, I don't know, you can't have it both ways. You have to decide what you stand for, and then go forward.
So this book I have called The Final Revolution 1989, makes an argument that communism is a religion itself.
Of course, yeah.
And
Just like
which they deny, of course, but
atheism is also a religion.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. It's so it's just a game people play.
And yeah, I want to say, I want to finish my thoughts. Yeah. So I mean, this is a common thing that we have in Ukraine. The major part of people they live with this thing that they require for themselves a lot. They like you need to do something for this person, but at the same time they do opposite. So like that. So okay, so it's like a so you need to throw out the trash only in bucket. But at the same time, it's like a common thing that is out of bucket. So like that. And but from other people, they say, okay, you need to do like this, or like that. So and this is the problem.
Emmanuel, the center for the peanut butter cup
Yeah.
is a modification of my brownie. Peanut
Okay.
butter and chip brownies.
Well, they're very good at it. Yeah, Hershey's should hire you. Hershey's is a famous company in the United States. And there's a Hershey, Pennsylvania, I think, where the major factory for this company is.
They did.
And they make this peanut butter cup. Famous peanut butter cup.
Reese's makes it.
Oh, Reese's, I'm sorry.
Reese's is the only one that it's the only one I ever
So
seen.
Reese's is a different company.
I think so.
Okay, but anyway, I just remember the packaging. I thought it was Hershey, but
Do they make beverages, some sweet beverages?
beverages?
Yes.
No, they make candy.
Only candy.
A candy company. As far as I know. But just a very, very famous packaging, and for a kid, these peanut butter cups are just delicious.
Oh, I know.
You just
Yeah, and then I just one day said, I want to make my own.
Yeah.
Figure out how to do it myself.
Yeah.
And I finally did. Took a while to get it just right, but
Why I'm asking? Because in the beginning of 19th, we had very famous beverage like Hershey Cola.
Oh.
So, yeah, maybe so. This is like
Hershey Cola.
yes.
Okay.
So, but
yeah.
Well, it's always funny for me as an American to see the variations that people have chosen. Oh, and the spellings.
Yeah.
Like Goodwill is spelled Gudwill, and things like this. It's like, and these are they're taken from the United States and then just changed a little bit, and then.
Yeah, Sergey, I'm sorry again. What was the name of the beverage?
Hershey Cola.
Can you write it for
The
me?
brand name that tickles me is Garage. Drinks. Garage.
I don't. Garage.
It's the brand name of an alcohol.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
You go on the shelf, here's all these bottles that says Garage. Garage.
What's garage?
Garage.
Oh, garage.
Yeah,
Oh,
garage.
Okay.
No, sorry, Sergey, I asked because I'm not from there, but interested in rebuilding epoch, other half of 80s and 90s.
Yes. Hey, that was actually what I'm. This is that now we have even these commercials like advertising things that we watch on YouTube and everywhere. But in the 90s, it was something absolutely new because before it was like a Soviet Union television, and then after when Soviet Union fell down, so there was a flow of everything from the West, and we had this one, like commercial from these sneakers, like like Coca-Cola, something special, and even now, so it is to see it very good, like very interesting, and it was very good. They did for these commercials, they did very good videos. So even like you can remember it for now. Like that. So yeah.
gotta go.
Busy man.
Even if I wasn't going to get a massage therapy thing, I still have to go in that. Good luck. So have a good week.
You have to have a good week.
You know, I remember I watched some video. I can't remember certainly, but I think when we had reconstruction in the end of 80s, it was not like when we had already capitalistic economy, but there were also began to be some creative advertisements on television. I remember some advertisements about some fertilizer.
Okay. About fertilizer.
Yes, I watched it in YouTube, but I don't remember certainly. It was also funny, like a cartoon. I don't know, maybe Soviet Union tried to survive in a new world, tried to be more creative and democratic.
So I want to add to the USSR because when I lived in Kherson region, I don't like the region because of the people. Because a lot of them are like Soviet Union people. My grandfather, like mother, and all in my school. I was scared to say something. And I was dependent on some opinions like grandfather or what does say what did you need to do right. And I don't know, I just continue like reading, but I can see like in some period of time that it was like wrong. It's that people like what say can connect it to me like from other people. Say, like,
Or handed down? I mean, inherited?
like that's not my qualities, but it's from other qualities.
Okay.
Influence.
Yeah, I think many of the things about my personality also, you know, all my childhood and young ages, I didn't have this teenage protest. I was quite calm and reasonable. And but the minus is I dependent on the social thinking quite a lot. So I think maybe some parts of me could be more original if I didn't have a pressing of society.
Well, there's always influences from everywhere. We're all influenced by things around us, and inside us, from parents and from society. And then we somehow have to find, in a ship there's a rudder, in a ship that guides the ship. We have to find our inner compass, a compass, where should I go, what's my direction. So each of us has this decision to make, every day, every hour, every minute. It's which makes life rather exciting. And scary sometimes, I suppose. Yeah. That's why I like Saturday mornings, because I don't have an agenda except to come here, and so it's interesting. Well, what should you do? I had some free time, so it's interesting.
The day is going like in a different way.
And I look at my periodic, I look at my chaos, and say, well, how can I organize my paper, my things, and make this, what steps can I take? So part of my brain is like analytical and wants to solve problems. Another part of my brain wants to just relax and do nothing, only to sit and lay on the couch and be in the universe, the cosmos, and because I think big thoughts, because we're in this huge universe. I mean, and this planet is in a galaxy, and it's going around very fast around the universe, and it's a tiny, tiny planet, but it's huge, huge universe with billions of galaxies, and so for me, I need to be open to everything. You know, so because I want to feel, okay, where do I fit into this big puzzle? You know, so it's interesting. So the different parts, analytical and feeling parts together. Study it. What to do?
And one part of which it says, okay, so you need to do something then fast, and another can say, okay, you need to be quiet and be relaxed.
Yeah.
So, and here is like a conflict sometimes, right?
Conflict, or it's like, how do you want your hands to be? You want it to be like this, like this, like this. I mean, what's the best way for two things? And yesterday was like this, Friday is a stressful day. I do yoga at 7 in the morning, so I catch it I get up at 5:30, and for me, the night before was very strange because when I went to bed, and I woke up and I thought, okay, it's 5 o'clock. I need to get up and start get ready for yoga. And I looked at my clock, and the clock said 1 o'clock. I couldn't believe it. I thought, oh my God, I just made time travel, or I just got 4 hours of freedom. To finish yourself. I have. Because I thought it was for sure 5 o'clock, okay? But I looked at my watch, and it's 1 o'clock. Oh, okay, great. I go down, okay, I just received from the cosmos 4 hours.
Interesting.
Last 2 years, especially with Everyday More, I like more to be with people and to communicate. Try not to avoid people, because it's sometimes even hard, because I was an introvert earlier. But I know that it will be more fun if I communicate, so I don't see the need to avoid someone and try to organize the communication. But when I leave, I'm left with alone. Not too bored, I like to interact myself with the thoughts. I have many fantasy and can come up with the stories. For me, I imagine how I imagine myself in all the cars. I like cars.
Okay.
How I'm driven it with different women. I imagined myself being a magician, and how I could, even when I was 19, it was how I could make magic, and how I can, not in negative way, but make myself protected in some way. For example, do something to people that they let me do something and don't see it. For example, I imagined how I hypnotized the teachers at the university, and they gave me yes.
Oh, okay.
Superpower.
Good work.
Yes. Maybe it's stupid, but sometimes it happens with me.
Why not? So
I like to imagine myself as a wizard.
As a what?
Wizard.
I don't get
Wizard.
A wizard.
Yes.
Okay, wizard. Okay.
And also that I have a magical...
Koldun?
Yes. That I have magical powers, that I can communicate with dead people, with different creatures, creatures of other worlds. I don't know. I like. Maybe it looks strange, but I like come up with fantasy stories for myself.
Well,
also.
maybe inside Taras there's a writer that wants to emerge.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was interesting when I came to Ukraine in 2022. I came with the intention of working on my screenplay. So I wrote a screenplay and I wrote 8,000 words. So I began the screenplay for a film, for a movie. And I thought, okay, well, I'll come to Ukraine and be supportive. Yeah, budu podejat Ukrainu, and I can also write on the screenplay. But I could not write one word on my screenplay. I was surprised because I expected to come and live somewhere and write and make this scenarios, maybe make a movie. Like it's an old dream of mine to make a real movie, not little short things. But I could only write this poetry,
And it's interesting how it works. So you can imagine this, but it can never happen.
Yeah, well, you never know. You never know. My cousin, he's a twin. He's a Belizna twin. And but when he was born, the mother, the doctor took one baby out of the mother, and then discovered it was before they had knowledge of what's inside the woman, and they discovered that there's a second child inside my aunt. It's like oh, there's another one in here. And it was my cousin, and amazing guy. His name is Alan, and just amazing. He's a total inventor and very creative mind, and so here he was inside this mother, and they discovered this. So you never know. You never know what's in front of you, especially with your young people. Especially Dasha, Taras, and Roman. You're very young, and you're also young. So I mean, you never know what you have to do, what you're going to do, and you're also young, and it's exciting. It's exciting to find out what your destiny is. What is your supa? So,
And also what I noticed, especially last few years, that because maybe of experience, that you can predict your inspiration at first. So you think like that, like, okay, I'll come to Ukraine and I'll make something like that.
Right.
But you come there and you see that, okay, so it's kind of, you can predict, so you will do this. So you need to, and then you need to switch yourself to another activity.
Right. The train's on another track, or it's like the first time I came on a train to the former Soviet Union. They stopped at the border and they had to lift the train up and put it on a new track because the size of the rail was different in Europe and in Soviet Union. And the same with electricity. In my flat, there's some outlets that I asked my friend, I said, how come I bought a connector, a long multi-plug connector, and it doesn't work in the wall? He said, oh, it's Soviet system, it's old Soviet system, and the prongs are smaller.
We still have this. If you want to put something in plug, it's different with the American ones. So my dad bought a lot of Technic, our tablets, many of our phones, mobile phones from the USA on eBay. Almost my clothes that on me are bought on eBay also. So, and he buys these things to put in our place for plug and
adapters.
Yes.
And here is like what I think that it should be removed totally. So because it is like an extra difficulties. You don't need it in your life. So because what I see in my house, so one part of house with new sockets and like that, but
And the old songs.
yeah, and all. And I noticed that okay, so as more you can remove these things which you don't need. So it's your life will be can be much better. So like that. And you can do more in this case.
It's interesting that, for example, about standardizing of plugs and rails, I don't understand why it's still in some developing countries, where developed countries, for example in Great Britain, why they have left hand moving on the road.
Why they drive on the left side?
Yes,
Well, I
it
don't
would
know.
be more comfortable if they have a right hand move.
Why is that?
Yeah.
They don't think so.
Yes, for you maybe this is
No, I'm not against, but I think the market of cars would be easier between countries.
Yeah, well, it's true, but I mean, I almost died in London one day because I was used to looking in the wrong direction. So I looked to the left for cars because I wanted to cross the street. But in England, you don't look to the left, you look to the right. And I almost stepped off the curb, and then I just suddenly a car came right by me, like this far away, and I go, oh my god, whoa!
yeah.
So it's in England, Australia, and New Zealand.
Mauritius also.
Also, Ireland. I don't know if Ireland also is this way.
Yeah, so, and it is interesting because it makes an influence on your mind, on your brain.
And you drive on the left hand. You drive on the left hand side. I mean, you drive on the right hand side of the car. The driver's side is on the right instead of the left, and so it's like very disorienting.
But at the same time, for people who are left-hand, how to say, left sharp, so who use always left hand instead of right, for example. For them it is okay, so it's logically understandable thing that it is much better. So, but who use like we are, we use right hand. Right?
Maybe.
Yeah. So, and this is how it works. And what I noticed, for example, in my life, so when I'm doing something in my life, I use right hand.
Right.
So to do something, and it was amazing. And then for me it was okay. So what if I can change a little bit the process and try to use more left,
That's it. Yeah.
like that, in some like daily routine, like to cook or something like that. And then it was amazing thing that at first it was difficult. Then you understand how it is changing, and it is like how to say it coming to the balance with the right hand. So and it is good to feel it when you so you can be more controlled and under control, and you can do more and you feel that your brain is working in different.
In this case, we develop our brain and it's very good when we use our two hands.
Exactly.
If I'm not mistaken, sometimes in former Soviet Union, in schools, they tried to teach kids that use both hands to write, to use one hand. And I was thinking, like, even when I was little that time, if I'm not mistaken, it was in my school. Are these people, although they are adult, but I was in early school, but I was thinking, are they stupid at all or something? It's better if person can write with two hands. It's like it's a super ability. And they were saying right with one hand.
Say something.
Right? Yeah. Because I want to answer about also about left hand, right hand. I remember I was a right hand person, and when I broke my arm,
You are right.
Yeah, right.
So you had to use your left hand.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, and it was at the beginning of the summer. It was so sad for me because like summer, like and I was both out. So yeah, and I started to like to eat with left hand to just to write also. It was so hard, and I like it was just. I didn't understand anything when I read or when I write or done it like yeah.
But then you adjusted, slowly you adjusted, and you became better with the left hand or no?
Actually no, because I didn't try it anymore.
Yeah. Because I had the same thing. I broke my right side. It was in a cast. I had to feed myself with my left hand. And you know when you have to feed yourself, you get pretty good with the left hand.
I also thought I had like a simple, like you can do it like with right hand, but with the left hand it's something difficult. You cannot do it like.
Yeah.
I'm also trying to use my left hand sometimes to type something on the easy way because it's trains another part of the brain.
Yeah. Well, of course, I play piano, so you have to use both hands, and sometimes you have to learn on the left hand first before the right hand can join the left hand, and so which is very interesting because usually this is the dominant hand, and the same is true. I was a basketball player, and I found out that if I learned how to make a left hand hook, it was surprising for the opponent because they expect me to go this way, and I went this way, and suddenly I'm bingo. I'm much more effective, and it was interesting to use both hands. It's you have more. And also swimming was the same. But strangely enough, it was easier to take my breath on the left side, okay, and it was more comfortable to swim on the left than on the right. And after some months, after 3 or 4 months, I noticed that, now it's the same. It's you get to balance left and right. You know, it's so comfortable left and right. So, I think. There's something about the brain that likes balance. Likes,
Everything about balance. So kind of like two parts of brain. So and of course will be somewhere in the middle. But for the child, you use only the right hand, and the adults they say, okay, you need to use the right hand, for example, like have a school like that. So it's a bit from
what if you're naturally left-handed?
Yeah.
If you're naturally left-handed, you want to do it.
It will be a conflict inside.
And it was interesting, like I said already, about a girl in my class that could write with 2 hands, and they were saying to her to write with 1 hand. Really stupid decision, very
It's all school because now all teachers or coach are trying to be in balance.
Right.
Mostly teacher in public schools, they are still from Soviet Union.
You think so? I think no.
I think
Yes, I had almost even now. Yes. Wow.
I had gymnasium, almost all of my teacher staff was far more than 50.
okay.
Why do you think, Tanya, that something changes? So like this? I mean, in total changes. So, this is a long process. So why do you think?
I think as well because I had psychology education and in my time when I studied in university, all teachers said us that we have a change, yes, and not abuse under the children and people and other.
Because they like was role persons, because psychologist is like learning from the Europe or other like and they are not I don't know if there are psychologists in USSR.
Well, I keep on coming back to there's an idiom in English. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know this idiom? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay. So it's like it means not everything from Soviet Union was bad. Not everything. There were some good things, and because, for example, I studied film. And some of the best filmmakers were Soviet, Eisenstein, for example. And some of the best film directors were also Russian. But so it's like, so don't throw the baby out with the bath. The baby, of course, is precious. A baby is 1 minute, but the bathwater is also already dirty and needs to be thrown out. The water from the bath is drastic. So you throw that out, but don't throw the baby out. So keep the good things, but throw out the bad things.
You know, sorry, Dasha, I will say fast. You know, I'm from 2004 year, but I don't think that everything is bad. I'm talking about only bad sides. I'm not like radical and say that we need to throw everything away. So like this. I was talking about minuses when I said about this. Like this. You continue.
I want to talk about like everything is bad, but also you mentioned about instruments like films.
Yes.
I also saw a lot of articles like when the Russians just like hide information about Ukrainian experiments, and then like to fix it, and then to present it like Russian too. Yeah, it's also a minus in this.
Yeah, very big minus. And being myself 75% Ukrainian, I'm very sensitive about this. It's like inside me, it's like it's almost a fierce, Jostoki. No, this is. I feel like this is my country. Get out. It's like go back to your country. I wrote something the other day. It was a short, maybe paragraph, saying, go home, save your fathers, brothers, sons, uncles, save them, go back to Russia, rebuild your school, rebuild your work. One rocket could save the entire village. The cost of one rocket, one Kinjal rocket, that's coming every day to Ukraine. Take the money for this and rebuild a village in Russia, in Chelyabinsk, in Tomsk, in Omsk, all these places. I mean, if you want to be a real hero, guys, Russians, take this money and build a good country. So, and I don't know, it's just maybe impossible, but
Yeah, so this is depends from leader.
yeah, it depends a lot on leader and a lot on I mean, I'm not against Russia, I'm just against bad behavior. And attacking another country and shooting missiles is bad behavior. I'm not against people, I'm not against countries, but I'm against bad behavior, criminal behavior.
I think we all here think this way, like you. So we are not radical, but we are saying about the things that are really not appropriate in the civilized world.
Yeah, of course. So it is.
It's not about everyone and everything bad. So we are like talking we are raising the real questions that are really need to be not appropriate in modern world.
Yeah.
there is always the war between absurd and good thinking, like progressive thinking, because unfortunately the majority everywhere, the majority are like majority of people, they thinking in this absurd way. So and they easy manipulated people like to tell them like unfortunately. This is what happened even here in Ukraine. So,
It's interesting. But what you said, Dasha, you said about most of these, I'm going to start teaching at First City Gymnasium soon. Okay? And because right now they're trying to find schedule for me and find teachers for me. And so it's like preparation. And I think my method, my attitude, and the way I teach is very different, say, for example, from Cal. You know, completely different. But I respect him, I respect his experience and so forth. It's interesting, I think about how I will teach when I get to First City, who I will teach, when I will teach, and and also what's there at First City. I expect there'll be many people that have the old system inside their brain. They have this Sovietsky Soyuz, and not just that, I feel it everywhere I go. Here, it's like a feeling, you know, inside. It's like, oh, okay, that feels a little Sovietsky. And, you know, if you grew up in Sovietsky Soyuz, you thought, okay, well, you know, in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, well, already in the 90s it was finished. You know, I don't know. What did you think? I'm curious. When we saw from the West, we saw movies of big missiles going down, going through Red Square, going, parading in Moscow, and the leaders going like this. And, I mean, do you remember how you felt during this time? And what happened to this? I don't know. What will be the next step in Russia?
Okay, I remember we had in Oleshki, my city, we had like on the 9th of May, we had like some fire.
Yeah,
I remember we go with school to this place and I don't know why we went there.
Okay.
Just wanted to say that when I saw it, it was just so ridiculous for me because every year, like, it's considered like a day of win of Russia. Victory. And yeah, because they think that it's actually the victory, but in the other countries it's like their mood, it's the consequence from really big war and really horrible situation, and that in Ukraine we consider it like we'll never do this again.
Right.
Like it never happens. So they just their law is like phrases like we can do it again. Yeah. And so like they just their children dress up in this form of military. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Russia, we did the same before. I think we just started to understand it after 2014, little by little, in Ukraine. And the government of Poroshenko, they say that, okay, we need to change this thing, these thoughts about war, and we should start to say that never again. So like this, instead of we can repeat it. But before 2014, we did same like Russia and so. It was like a 9th of May. We forgot. I mean, society. We forgot what really means victory. So the victory is not like we win or something like this. This is a horrible things of war, and we forgot it. And Russia forgot it because of movies, little by little. Because of especially new movies, this after 10 years ago, which was made like that. Because all these movies and other channels which give information to the person, if everywhere says like we are strong, we can win everywhere like that, but it is illusion, and we forgot that the war this is not a game. War, this is not like a movie. This is very bad thing. And now, unfortunately now, we have this and we understand it and we feel it more deeply. So more deep.
Yeah, it's interesting also for me. It's like 20 years before, suddenly it was unpopular or unacceptable to teach the Ukrainian language for Ukrainian things, and the culture of Ukraine was repressed, and this is like you can't forget this. And Holodomor took place, and these are millions of Ukrainians that were sacrificed, and it's, I can only say it's like I am just waiting for the day of our victory. Because for me, it's not whether we will win, it's when we will win. And because I have no doubt that Ukraine will come out winning this war in a very good position. But when?
I want to add that, so that maybe this is a victory date, like a 9th of May, that we had from World War II.
Okay.
So maybe this is a reason that we have a war now, like that. So it's kind of because this like a holiday creates another reasons to make a war. Because what I want to say, because when it was like after World War II, so 9th of May, there was like not a holiday, there was a day of memory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and there wasn't like celebrations.
Right.
At first, it was like the old veterans who were in war, so they just they were very quiet and they said like, okay, never again. But through the time, after 10 years and another 10 and another 10, and even to this time, to the modern time, so it became like a demonstration of power that you're talking about, that these missiles and elsewhere. So, but before it was like just to remember this day.
Yes, it was. I heard that it was during the Zastoy epoch already in 70s, 80s mostly. It was converted into this celebration.
Yeah, so I think this is not a special day for victory, and it should be like a process. And my opinion that we will not have this day like just war stop and this day. It is a long process, so it's like a coming to the war and then going out of war like that. So and it will be long process, little by little, pieces by pieces. Like at first information that something changed, like that, and then we can see like after some time we can see like a direction. Yes, really something change, like signs, like that we have now. We are we starting negotiations with the European Union, so about to be a member. So this is a positive sign. So and this is how we moving step by step to this one.
You know, it's like funny when some, especially Russian people, say that, oh, it's you, Banderivtsi, it's your fault you broke the Soviet Union. You know, we almost didn't have the pro-European and really pro-Ukrainian politicians in our. It was mostly the ex-party workers and people with same mentality as them. There are still many of them now, although they are young and almost didn't see the time. But what I'm talking about, the recovering from these huge global events like the Second World War and other, Sergei, you said very right. It doesn't take one day. You know, Soviet Union also didn't broke in 1991 already. We still have many of this mentality, and the process of really breaking Soviet Union, it will take 50, maybe 100 years, like to the end.
Take a generation or two. Yes.
It's like Ukraine to become really independent from this. You know, like we are officially and lawfully independent, and no one like some, like you know who now can't take it. But to really separate completely from that time of we living in empirical times, it will take. Now I'm looking. Maybe even 100 years, really.
It's possible.
And it's still
all things
happening.
are possible. All things.
You know, I think maybe in future, I don't know, Russia will, if Russia will even try to be something, not an empire, and even if it will require the change in not even Ukraine but in Russia, looking on Russia now, it can. We could, in that way we can say that the broking will continue even 150 years from now, if something will change.
So what kind of time do we have? Is it 1 o'clock yet? Is it 12:40? 12:44. Okay. So, how do you feel about finish at 1 o'clock or any time?
I have time to 1 o'clock, so
I want to say I've prepared this movie we have tomorrow at the library is quite a powerful movie. If you like films, it's quite a strong film. But there's a lot of very fast dialogue, and it's maybe very hard to understand some of it. I don't know, but it's one of the best films I've ever seen. Yeah, it's curious. And the following week, it's going to be a real, I call it a chick flick. You know what a chick flick is? Okay. You know what a chick is? Chick. What's a chick?
it's like a girl.
Yeah, it's like a girl. Well, I mean, a chick is a baby, a chicken.
Yeah,
A baby
but
chicken. But slang, not slang, but common use of the word means a girl. Okay, a young girl, a chick. See, if you say, if a man says she's a really cute chick, it means she's very pretty, very pretty girl. And,
We use it actually this sometimes in slang language. Great Russian, so it's
okay, yeah.
So we use the word chica.
Oh, chica, okay. Well, but that's also Spanish.
Yeah.
Chica is Spanish. So the following week will be a real chick flick. So it's a story about two women, and they're very funny. It's called The Holiday, and it's a very funny movie with two very famous actresses. But that's the following week. So tomorrow is called Birdman, and very won 4 Oscars, and quite a surprising story. Most of it is set inside of a theater, but in New York. But I don't know if you like films, if you like good films, please come for a good seat. Come at 125. I mean, I like the comfortable seats, but there's also less comfortable seats. But I mean, last week we had like I think almost 20 people at the movie. It was quite a strong movie. But tomorrow another good one. Anyway, excuse me. Great opportunity. Yeah. So, I don't know. So what else is going on today? How do you spend the rest of your day? How will you spend the rest of your day? Today.
Well, in the morning I got nails in my book on his hairdresser. After speaking of that, I go.
Oh, you took your dog to a hairdresser?
Hairdresser, his hairdresser.
For the dog. The dog's
Yes.
hairdresser.
No. Yes. Grooming.
That'll come in for grooming for your dog.
Yes,
Okay, wow.
Yes. And after speaking of that, I go to bazaar.
Okay.
And I need
Bye.
chopper for my family.
Okay.
After that, I will want to make a map of wish.
Map of wish?
For the next year.
Oh,
Yes, with my younger daughter.
Oh, okay. You make what do you call them? New Year's wishes?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
wow.
Yes.
With your younger daughter.
Yes, no, my younger daughter about 16 years.
Okay, and you make because sometimes New Year's wishes. Sometimes you do this. You make wishes for New Year's.
Yes. After that, I go with my walk on or to forest.
Oh.
Yes, I go to forest every day,
Okay.
maybe twice a
You
day.
go for mushrooms, or do you go to this? Why do you go to the forest?
Mushrooms? Yes, because I live near the forest.
Oh, you live near the forest?
Near the park.
Near the park.
Yes,
So it's no big deal. Another one.
Yes.
So you're walking there around the park, right?
Yes. Near.
Because there restaurant forest near.
No.
It can be so we're all thinking about so you go there.
Around 1 kilometer.
Okay.
That's walk
From
around.
forest. Yes.
And how about you, Dasha? What are you going to do for the rest of the day?
I went to visit my theory classes,
Your what classes?
like math classes.
Math?
Yeah, like subject.
Mathematics.
Yeah.
Mathematics. You like mathematics?
No.
No.
But I'm just preparing for their like exams.
Exams.
The
Okay.
next year. So yeah. And then like I'm going to also to meet like to speak online with my friend from America, like from Texas.
From Texas.
Yep.
Oh, great. What city?
Houston.
Houston. Okay. Well. You can tell me your friend lived in Austin for 20 years. I lived in Austin for 20 years. That's great. How long do you speak with your friend? Like half an hour?
Yeah. Like an hour or maybe like
Okay, and you talk on WhatsApp or one of those free
Instagram.
Instagram? I don't know. Instagram, is it like WhatsApp? Is it, I don't know. Instagram.
Nowadays, I noticed that Instagram more better than WhatsApp.
Oh, it is.
Quality.
Okay, the quality.
Yeah.
Okay. And,
Videos.
and is it also free service?
Yes,
Instagram?
yes.
Okay. And you just sign up for Instagram the same way?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's like, it's like, okay. Curious. And Taras, how do you spend the rest of your day?
I was sick before this time, so I think I'll keep in myself not to be sick again. So I don't want to exhaust myself. So I will come home and rest a little.
Go home and rest. Okay.
Maybe then walk with some of people that I know if I would feel that I can walk for a long time.
Nice.
If no, I think I will stay at home.
Okay, great. Well, that's good. That's good. Take care of your health. It's number one priority.
Thank you.
Tatiana?
In the evening, I will go to a concert Frank Sinatra Winner on Drama Theater. And before that, I will dinner with my friends, and then we go to the concert.
Go
To the concert.
to the concert.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like even memory maybe. I don't know. I will show you.
Not after, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make something.
Great. And Roman, what do you do for the rest of the day?
I don't know, I will plan now what I will do, but I'm planning to learn from. I found one order from the client that he need to do something on the Slack. There is an app called Slack.
Slack.
You can
Okay.
communicate with other people, in organization it's very popular.
Okay.
And I will read the documentation about it and go to there is IT master courses for even kids from 7 till 15 years.
Okay.
And I will see how they teach them. Maybe I will work with them.
Okay.
Like
a tutor?
Yeah, like a tutor. And I will code today, writing code.
You write code today? Wow. That's interesting. I noticed the code when I look at, for example, YouTube. I see the code. I mean, I don't see the code. I see the many symbols. YouTube.be// and many, and then all these little things, and then SI, and then equal sign, and I think that's a programming choice. And these are all programming choices, but I don't know,
It's like URL, you're sending it to the server, and the server will respond to you with a video or some information that you see on your screen.
Okay.
And your telephone will just describing the information, shows it.
Nice. So I have a question, but before I ask you tell me what you're going to be doing today.
Oh, no. So, I don't know what.
Okay.
I don't have any plans,
Great.
so it will depend on my mood.
It's open, okay?
Yes, as usual, I have dinner, my dinner lunchtime. So, and after lunchtime, some little bit rest, and then go for a walk around the city. Because I like long walks. So, and from Kazbek to Mitnica, and like this, we circle and to see something, maybe meet some. On the street, it is always you don't know. Can you meet somewhere?
Yeah, well, I walked with you before, and you know many people, right? So I walked with this guy, and suddenly he knows. So he knows the cello player, Nastya. And she's from where's she from? Donetsk. So there must be a whole community of people a lot of the agency here from everywhere. From, because Cherkasy is a safe, pretty safe city. So how many agency do you think are living in Cherkasy? Like 20,000? Maybe 30,000? Yeah.
I think 50,000.
50,000.
Yeah, 50 this much.
You know, I started to communicate with people maybe 2 last year, so maybe even half or more than half of people that I know are more and to communicate with are mostly moved from other regions, mostly Eastern Ukraine, Kharkiv, the next region, Luhansk region.
There is also a reason why price of flats.
Yeah.
You know, like buildings, like it's really raised.
Really high.
Yeah.
And the prices are much higher
Yeah,
now.
both are, yes,
Okay.
especially in Cherkasy.
In Cherkasy, yeah, of course.
It's everything about flow of people, about traffic. So
Yeah.
You know, in the maybe 2016 or this time, Cherkasy began to be boring place. We can look at Cherkasy in 2000s. Always, often we've chosen often pro-European mayors like Podaric, Voloshin. They were not ideal, but they were mostly pro-European. A lot of people came to elections, so the social life in Cherkasy was like moving. There were more stupid people earlier, but more active people. And then Cherkasy always was a little province. But then, in the middle of 2010s, it began to be boring place, especially close to end. Even looking on elections. Mayor Bondarenko, that was chosen only by women after 50, mostly from not very rich parts of society. No one came to elections. And looking on now, when people from other regions came here, Cherkasy began to be more fun. And it restarted. Many events and all, like it's cool. I hope the people, these people will have an opportunity to return to their motherland. Like we are all Ukrainians, we all have passport, like little motherland, it's more correct to say. But if many people will left here, it would be more funny, it would be funny and cool also.
it's always flesh blood, so fresh blood. So and of course it's very good to every place. So when you have some people from other regions.
I also know some.
Here is actually we are sitting place for owners are for park.
Oh, okay.
So that's why this.
I spent a lot of time in Kharkiv myself. So, and my friends on the 26th of February 2022, they put 5 adults and 3 cats in a car and went west. And they stopped in the tennis court, and then they lived there for like some months, and then they moved to Lutsk, but my friend, she has a clothing company, and she had a clothing company in Kharkiv. So, and every time I went to Kharkiv, I always visited the clothing company, and she had like several agency there working for her, and so I became very worried about, so she left the Robotniki town, so the workers were left in Kharkiv, and very dangerous conditions and no job. So it was a very interesting period, and when I could, I would send her money and say, can you give $50 to your employees? Can you that bank accounts? You can send $50 to her. and because I was very fond of the workers. We always hugged and very interesting good company. But then she started to make clothes in Lutsk again. She began to start her company again in Lutsk. So they want to go back to Kharkiv, and they probably will when it's safe. But it's interesting. In 2019, I went to a conference in Kaliningrad. Okay, this was Russia, and I said, oh well, to go to Kaliningrad, I need, as an American, I need a Russian visa. So I got they make you buy a Russian visa for 3 years. And so I said, oh well, I've been only to Moscow. Maybe I will go to another place. I wanted to go to Rostov, but I said, oh well, maybe not Rostov. So I decided I would go to Voronezh and to Belgorod, and then enter Ukraine from the east, okay, and see my friends in Kharkiv. So I remember when I was in Belgorod, I had several experiences in Belgorod, and one was I was on a sidewalk and there was a big picture of Putin on a building, and I said, "Oh, well, that's very interesting. I think I'm going to take a picture." And so I walked on the sidewalk and I began to get ready to take a picture, and suddenly a soldier comes out of a building next to this place and starts waving his arms and said, "Zaprashoni, it's forbidden, yeah? It's forbidden." And so he comes close to me, like maybe 5-10 meters from me, and I'm shocked. I'm like, why Zaprashoni? I'm only taking a picture. And so I said, I was a little surprised, and I said, "Почему?" I said, why? "Почему Zaprashoni?" He did, only хотел объяснить. He didn't. And then I became a little гневный. I said, "Приходи сюда." I said, "Look at my camera. Look, я не снимал. I have no picture in my camera, so nothing yet." And I said, "Form, go away." So I thought, oh my God. So I turn around and I go back up the sidewalk, and I said to myself, "No, I really want that picture. I chew and so I thought, okay, I'll take a secret picture, like maybe a spy would take it. So I have Otrogenia on a lamppost that shows me the reflection of the image. So I take a picture of this, and then I turn around, and the soldier is gone. So I said, "Oh." So I walk back, and not all the way, and then I just quickly him out, and I walked quickly up the sidewalk and looked behind me, and I went into a restaurant and I sat a little bit afraid, inside. I said, "Okay, will the soldier come?" No. But it was very interesting in the evening, in my hotel room, at 11 o'clock in the evening, it's 11 o'clock at night. I hear a strange noise. It's soldiers, soldati, marching.
Along a street?
No, somewhere outside. And why are soldiers having military preparations in 2019? I thought, wow, this is very strange. And I felt, well, strange. This is strange. And then, 3 years later, there's an invasion.
It's really imperial beliefs
Yes, yes.
about like kings. The Putin is their idol. So
Right. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. And then a long time ago, I came to Chikasi and visited my friend's husband. He was invalid, a little invalid. He could walk and he could go on the sidewalk, but he had a problem with his lungs, and so he was like an invalid. And he loved Putin. He loved Putin. And it was 2016 or 2015, and he said, I said, what do you think of Obama? Obama, short, a little short. It's like, okay, so he thought Obama was the devil. I said, well, how about Putin? Oh, Putin, ooh. It's like, oh my God. He said that. See, he said, you're very stupid. I said,
I want to say we have even now. Even now in Chicago we have enough people like that. So,
Yes, yeah.
Even now in this world.
Yeah.
And this interesting thing is that when, especially for a man who say like that about, for me it is okay. How you can be so impressed by a man?
Yes.
So for me it is like if you want to die, so you need to die for a woman, not for a man, like that. So if you want to protect or something like that, you need to fight, so like that. But
Die for a woman. Oh.
Who knows these strange people, Sergey? Who knows them? Maybe they have some deep, dark secrets.
moreover, I would say that the parents of my stepfather, they really they believe in Russia. In Russia believes.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know how many arguments we had with them.
Okay,
Because my whole family, my entire family, just pro-Ukrainian.
Right. Oh, yeah, I understand. I totally understand. Yeah.
But every time it's so hard to understand, to explain them why it's the wrong way.
Right. Yeah. Okay. In America, I go have breakfast with my older brother Sam, and he's a Republican, and he likes Trump, we go have breakfast, and he begins with his propaganda, and I said, listen, Sam, I said, let's just have a nice breakfast, no politics.
Yeah.
This politics, this politics. I said, I love you, my brother, I love you, but I don't want to talk about politics. Let's just have a nice zafa, okay, nice breakfast, and peaceful. I think every family has some of this going on. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It was a real pleasure.
Thank you for organizing Emmanuel. Sorry, Emmanuel.
Thank you.
For organizing club.
Oh, well, yeah, you're most welcome.
Sorry that I called you Cap.
Oh, it's okay. I love Cap. I think Cap's a great guy.
I'm thankful to Cap also.
Oh,
He
yeah.
very much.
He's
To you also,
very.
Emmanuel. Sorry.
Yeah.
I really sorry that I called you.
It's okay. I'm not offended.
I appreciate you very much. Emmanuel, I like you really.
Okay, well, I like to
I wanted to say, not only because of mistake, I would say this actually. I like you as a person.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your appreciation.
Yep.
Thank you, Sergey, for company. Thank you for
So you're going to make a little video?
Yeah, this is live streaming, and it is recorded. So
Oh, great.
this is not only one. I have a few of them. So I mean, previous that we had in Pinacoteca and others. So
Okay. Wow.
Yes, I saw on your channel. I like to watch your videos about different topics.
thank you.